GM Adrienne.
Hi.
My voice is rough this morning because I was yelling at various techno loud music. So,
So fun. And I was at a 80s concert last night.
Which I love. I love that. Yeah. So we'll talk about all those things towards the end of the show when we need to recover and talk about fun things. But we are going to jump in. We have some news. We've got 29 minutes of Farcaster news for you. And then we're going to also talk about what some people are building, some really fun things on the timeline. I'm going to do a little Art Basel recap. And I also have some swag and merch and fun things to share and show you. So I have my bag of swag. So if you are already in our chat, retweet, recast, let people know we are here. And we will be back on the other side of this 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, NounishProf and Adrienne, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Friday. Yes, it's Friday, December 5th, and you are here with NounishProf and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. Plus, we will be chatting about Art Basel and all the fun things happening there and some of the other fun things happening on the timeline. So, let me just do one more retweet out to the world, and we will jump into all the things. I have to retweet from all the different locations. And GM, if you're watching us on retake as well or on Pine Tree.
Yeah, your eyes are glistening as if you have a secret.
I have no secrets.
You do. It's because it's because you know what we're talking about today, because yesterday was one of those days that we get every
one of those days. Yep.
Every few months.
Yeah.
Weeks,
yeah.
months.
Yeah.
When something happens.
And the timeline is
It doesn't go as planned. And every single person has an opinion.
Everybody.
And we're going to cover it. So I don't know. People are joining because they want the news about what happened yesterday, or they have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. There you go. So we'll be talking. Yes to crypto. You'll find this very interesting. When we get to that part. So yeah, Adrienne was like, "Have you been following along?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Because Prof was at Art Basel yesterday, so I was like, "You were at events," and I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "Do you know what's happening?" And I can't believe Yes to Crypto doesn't know. Anyway, buckle up; it's an exciting one.
It's an exciting one. All right, so let's dive in. We got a couple non-exciting things, and then we're going to jump right into it. This from V, simple USDC buys. When you buy or sell a token, you just input the USD amount and hold to swap. No more complex swap UIs where you have to select the input and output currencies every time. The default setting into and out of USDC, but you can tap to use different currency if you like. This is rolling out to all users today. Please try it out and let us know if you run into any bugs. So just a little better way or easier way, I should say, to manage your funds in the Warplet. Always adding new things. And then this was from V also, which I thought was interesting. It's sort of crazy that a swap on the average wallet can have chain fee, a few cents to a few dollars, interface fee up to 1%, relayer fee up to 0.15, DEX fee up to 1%, slippage, usually 5 to 10% for tokens. If you don't know what slippage is, that's if things get really busy, you might you might have to pay more in order to make that transaction go through. This usually happens when somebody's launching something and or the market's completely crashing and everyone's trying to sell everything. So there's either a lot of buy pressure or a lot of sell pressure, and you get slippage. And then MEV tax variable. If you don't like paying taxes to all the tax collectors, you should get Farcaster Pro. We're already going to be 1% lower than most wallets and are working on making this even better over time. So there you go. Little shout out for the low fees of the Warplets. All right, so let's dive into the biggish news of the day. So there was the first pre-sale on Clanker, officially by the Clanker team. So not necessarily the first pre-sale for any Clanker token, but in this way. So this is a little different. And so they announced Wednesday that it was coming, or Tuesday that it was coming at the end of this week. And then this was announced earlier. The first, this is from Farhouse. The first ever pre-sale on Clanker on Farcaster is now live. Details of the house token pre-sales: allocation 10% of total supply, raise 10 ETH minimum to 20 ETH max, sale duration 7 days. Start clanking for the house pre-sale. So Farhouse, I believe, if I understand, is a oh, here it is. House becomes a social connectivity layer of Farcaster, enabling creators to stream natively. Okay. Projects to host community calls, members to connect through audio spaces. So I only thought it was the audio part. I didn't realize they were adding native streaming. So we'll see how that all comes out, because if it's going into a mini app, it's not new. Just letting you know, because we're doing that right now as we speak. And then there was a little bit more information about the token allocation and claim terms. There's going to be, the token claim is 7 days after token deployment. And then terms for first come, first serve, no bids after 20 ETH is raised. Those points will become important. Okay, so there's a little bit more information about Farhouse down here, talking about tipping creators, unlocking gated live streams, rewarding active participants. Sounds kind of similar to what Den is doing as well, which we haven't really explored that one yet, but we will. And a few other things in here about the tokenomics. Pre-sales 10%, community and airdrop rewards are 15%, team allocation 15%, and liquidity pool is 60%. Okay. So then it launched. So here's where we have problems. The Clanker pre-sale sold out in less than 30 seconds. There was a lot of folks who thought it was going to be open the whole 7 days. I may have been one of them. Like I didn't understand the way in which they were going to set it up. So I think my initial understanding from the communication was that it would be open for 7 days, not that it would close once it was sold out, because I wasn't understanding the mechanics of how they were doing this. And here's why. My brain was kind of thinking of this like a Faye celebration launch, and they've only done one, like more of that is coming. But the way in which Faye did a sort of a pre-sale was you could only buy 0.1. It was an allow list. So you had to be approved to even be on there. That wallet had to be on there. So if you thought somebody had 2 wallets or something, you could even, they could be qualified and things like that. So it's a little different. And so that max 0.1 ETH was helpful in making sure there was variety and that no one could snipe a large amount pre-sale. And that was 350 different wallets could do that.
So that was a pre-sale, but with an allow list, kind of like a pre-authorized
and a limitation on how much
on
in
max
individual
wallet.
Yes.
Right. And this pre-sale was open market.
And this was open market, and it was open for a while where you could become and like qualify to be on that allow list. So it was very open. So I didn't know if they were doing that with the pre-sale, but I was thinking in that mode. Like that's where my brain was for this. So I really wasn't thinking about, oh my God, somebody's going to just snap up the whole entire thing. So let me continue on with DWR's cast here. The Clanker presale sold out in less than 30 seconds. Congrats to the Firehouse team. The primary goal, the team gets all the presale ETH. The token is now liquid, but anyone participating in the presale are locked for the next 7 days. We are planning to do an allow list for the next presale. Should have done it this time. And we have future changes planned to the on-chain presale mechanism. Disappointing that more people couldn't participate, but optimistic we will improve for the next one. And here was the problem, is that only like 6 wallets were part of this presale. And it happened incredibly fast, 30 seconds, because those 6 wallets took the whole amount of that max 20, and that was it, all said and done. And then what happened, and this was something that I don't think everyone fully understood either, but looking back when I see that Farhouse cast it, of course, that's what happened. Once the presale was full, the token launches immediately. So if you were not doing the presale, but you wanted to get in early, if you were paying attention to this, you could have jumped in as well. And there was another sniper that I think took about like 16 ETH or something like that. So we now have like a limited amount of holders who own a large amount of the available supply. So that's a problem. Okay. I pulled a few other things, but we don't have too much. Like, we'll just talk it through. Because a lot of this is in replies and things. So a lot of people were upset by this, obviously. So there were questions. Someone said, somebody sniped their supply. Right after the 7 days, the project might be heavily affected by the sniping. Instead of refunding and rerunning the presale, why continue to launch it? 1, you can't refund a presale. Token has to be deployed. It's encoded in the smart contract. So that's important. This isn't a presale where, sometimes the way presales have been done in the past is basically by spreadsheet, where you're physically like sending the tokens after it launches. This is built into the smart contract, so there's no way to sort of do this. Anyone buying in the presale has to wait 7 days before access to the token. Team got 100% of the presale ETH. The purposes of the presale, we've already said the next one will have an allow list and we'll have future iterations planned. So I think that was important to note. The other thing is the team gets the ETH. So this is another concern or issue or point that a lot of people were kind of tapping on, is that a lot of times with presales, it goes to liquidity. It doesn't go to the team. So that was not clear before the launch. Like, it was clear once they launched it, you could see it in all the communications. But I think when people were thinking about a presale, when it was first like, oh, we're doing our first presale this week without, any details, I think a lot of people thought, oh, that's going to go towards liquidity, and it did not. So the team could choose to do that. They could choose to put some of that towards liquidity, but I don't know if that would be a smart move for them at this point. Probably not. Okay. So we had a few other comments. This from Jack, and this is a little bit long, but I think it's important to get Dish's take on this as one of the founders of Clanker. I'm going to voice how I feel about today's launch of House. First off, I'm truly honored the Farhouse team trusted Clanker with their deployment. It was hyped, lots of eyes on it, and for good reason. They're proven builders and are bringing back something novel to Farcaster, which people value. With the launch, it was public, so anyone could participate with any amount. I believe this configuration can be great for some projects. What we didn't forecast was the demand for this presale, which outpaced our expectations. The fact of the matter is, tokens come with trade-offs. I don't know one token whose fate was decided at launch. It's easy to judge from the outside, but I know many of you have been in similar situations. Stress, nervous clanking is an intimate experience. That being said, I hear your feedback and we're working on optimizations. Our allow listed version has limits on ETH contributions per address. So that's the FAY model, which should mitigate the majority of concerns. I'll push this out early next week. My goal at Clanker has always been to build the best token deployment experiences that surfacing context for safe swaps. I'll be actively tuning into House and hope you all do too. So you can check out on GitHub what's happening with the allow listed pre-sales if you want to dive into the technical side of that. I'm going to pull one more thing from Derek, who always has good takes that kind of sum things up. Yes, the House team collected the ETH. Yes, Merkle learned lessons. They'll hopefully improve, but finances are just one facet. House now has a sniper hanging over their head, plus the opportunity cost of a launch to a community of excited holders. House has to inherit mistakes made upstream of them. So, and Proxy said, what do you mean sniper hanging over their head? And I think what he's saying is that there are these limited 6 large holders, including one who's holding, who had sniped at 16 ETH, which is a large amount of the token supply. They're going to sell. They're going to sell.
You don't know.
Day 7. You don't know
when, but you don't know when. Well, yeah, right.
Probably.
Listen, if they sell on day 7, rip the Band-Aid. That's now. I think worse than that is if they don't sell. And they hold this over you.
Yes.
Then you've got this kind of it's like just someone with just kind of too much influence or power over your price of your token.
Unless they're a benevolent sniper. That is a callback to something that happened a long time ago, but some of you will get it. They could be a benevolent sniper and they'll hold forever. Thoughts. I'm going to let how would you like to, you probably actually saw a lot more of I was following along, but I was following along on some of the main accounts and not seeing as much of the discussion. I wasn't diving into a lot of the replies just because I was IRL busy. So what else did you see? What other concerns were there? Like what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the fallout was just everybody really disappointed. It was that a mistake was made.
Yeah.
Was a mistake made? I don't know if a mistake was made, but it was you should have known, you should have done better.
Choice. It wasn't necessarily a mistake, but disappointed in the choices that were made, I think is, you know what I mean? The way in which it was deployed.
I think no one liked the outcome. No one wanted it to have one person, right? You don't want one wallet holding, picking it up an entire pre-sale. So then, I think Dan and Dish just got a lot of heat because it's well, you should have known better. Of course there would have been this much demand, and of course it'll sell out in 30, and of course you should have done this. Haven't you learned anything? And I mostly just don't have a lot of sympathy for it's just it was just one of those days where everybody has an opinion on how to do it perfectly. So if it was so obvious how to do things perfectly and tokens are being launched all the time, why wouldn't there be a single one? Here's the best playbook. Everybody follow it. And someone will tell me there is, except then you're not doing a good enough job getting
there. I think there is, but it's not really available yet. I think the FAY model, and that's going to end up being the Clanker model as well, is the better model. FAY doesn't have that publicly available yet. They did it on their own, but it's not built into the smart contracts. It's not easy. So,
and Clanker will build that in. I mean, it sounds
and that's what they're doing.
We'll iterate and build. I just, it got a little nasty. The timeline got a little just kind of nasty. And that's where, I'm not overly sympathetic though.
Yeah. If you're getting super nasty and personal, that's never helpful. If you're critical in a way that is substantive and useful to the team, then have at it. Because then might be they might learn something that they didn't know, or you might have a better understanding of token launches because maybe, there's a lot of devs in here who might have good suggestions. So and I did see the Faye team and other people like mentioning, hey, this is, what we're doing. And I do see that that's what they're looking at. So, I think Dish's cast was important to look at and see that, yes, they're doing this. But I think the question is, why not wait till that was ready? And I don't know what that answer is. There might be a reason that, they were ready to launch. They didn't want to wait. They didn't anticipate.
Or they had to learn. Like they needed this iteration to figure out what they need to build. And could you have done a smaller pre-sale? Like, was there a sandbox to do this pre-sale in? Not really.
I think they probably thought this was a small one, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think they anticipated the demand, and I think they thought of this as small one because you saw like they were expecting 10 ETH. They weren't expecting, you know what I mean? Like that's the initial like thinking, and they were expecting 7 days. So I don't think they thought the demand was there for this particular token. But
there was also concern. I think there was concern for the Farhouse team getting kind of caught up in the,
distracting from what they're doing. Yeah.
For what it's worth, I saw zero negativity towards Farhouse.
Yes. None.
Everyone's talking about Farhouse, so they captured attention.
There you go.
They have ETH that they now have a treasury, which I assume is to help kind of build out the roadmap.
Yeah.
So
support the project. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can understand it was probably not the least stressful day they've ever experienced. No one wants to be main character. Actually, I take that back. Some people do. I found out some people do.
Some people love to be main character.
Yeah.
But it comes with it has goods and bad. Yeah. It's the all publicity is good publicity is not really true. But it's you can understand like attention is the goal a lot of times. So they definitely capture attention.
Yeah.
Jay Chan. It's almost like Dan and Varun are not DJs.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And even Dish, honestly, like even the person who's built Clanker, I would not consider him a full-on in the trench degen. Like he uses his product, but he's not a trader, a day-to-day trader either. So that was another comment I saw out there that maybe there wasn't, enough understanding.
Yeah. And you can get upset and be like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. I'm going to go somewhere else where people know. But I will say, I think Dan and Varun are excellent product people and fast learners and iterate and kind of really dedicated to what they're trying to accomplish. So it's like, by the way, I casted last night. I said it was a personal thing, but it was a subcast of everything happening, which is like, I want to have a big heart and thick skin.
Yeah.
And it's like, in terms of like, I think of heart of like where you're being led to.
Yeah.
And they have thick skin, so they will keep going. I don't think it bothers them I don't think it bothers them as much as it bothers me. Like, why is there so much negativity?
I think there's been times where we are much more sensitive to the criticism than they are. But also, it can get to you when it gets personal. I think, and also, they don't feel good about this. They wanted this to go well. They want this to be, something that drives revenue as well. So they want things to go, believe me, they're not doing this on purpose. They want everything to go great. Yeah. All right. So more to come. Go check out Farhouse. I don't know when they're launching or anything like that. So I have to go check that out. I thought there was a Farhouse for a while, but this is a new version of that, I'm assuming.
I will. Yeah.
What's going on.
So we'll have to explore more. I'll be sliding into their DMs.
Yeah.
And
hopefully we can get them. Get them on to actually talk about the project, so that we can have a better idea of what they're building.
Can we share our news that we're going to continue with Farcaster Spotlights?
Speaking of, we should definitely share this news because it's an important disclosure. Another issue. So yes, we are continuing on. Even we weren't sure when Clanker was purchased if we would be able to continue on doing our Clancaster Spotlights and have them as a partner. And that we just got that news yesterday that yes, we will be continuing on with this. So clank clank. So we'll be back on Mondays again, bringing you different builder interviews for builders who are building on Farcaster and Clanker. So very excited. And I do have those repackaged, so they're solo, just the interview part, and we're going to be creating a playlist for that. I just haven't had a chance to do that second part and get them re-uploaded, but they're edited and ready to go. So what we want to do is really focus on telling the stories of the Farcaster community, the Farcaster builders, and that's going to be our focus. So not necessarily the tokenomics of it all and that, but we'll be telling the stories of the builders who are building on Clanker and Farcaster, both.
Yes. And
Anything
hopefully, to also encourage other people to learn about how people are using Clanker.
Yes.
With alongside projects and whatnot. And hopefully we can.
And everyone's doing things a little differently. So there we go. Everything's doing a little differently with how they use the token. Sometimes they're using it in a mini app directly. Sometimes it's supporting in different ways. So I think that's important too, is to be able to understand that. And we're also going to focus on things like what we did with Empire Builder, the tools that builders might have that help with Clanker tokens. So things like that we'll be talking about as well.
Okay. We're getting some insight in the chat about
Yes.
Farhouse and who they are. So from Mika, I know that there was X Spaces, but then they talked about adding streaming. So it sounds like they'll be building on. And it also looks like decentralized Zoom, Riverside.
Okay.
When I was at ETH,
I do know Huddle 01. I've heard of that. So okay. That's interesting. I didn't realize that was them.
VC backed.
And I remember
Huddles.
Yeah, Farhouse was doing just audio. So the streaming is different, and that's very interesting, obviously, to us if it's native. If it's just in a mini app, we got that already. We're good. Thank you. Like all set.
Right. When I was at Dev Connect and I told you everyone at this, in this weird Ethereum world was like, what about decentralization? Like they didn't really care about the degen stuff.
Yeah.
So when I was explaining about the show we do and the news show, I had people coming up who are building various decentralized streaming and services. And I was getting really dinged about like, how are you on YouTube? What are you going to do if YouTube bans you? What are you going to do? Like, why are you building, asking about StreamYard and Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah.
And the reality is like, they're right. What would we do? Except also, this is at what point and when does, anyway, this is not for today conversation, but
I was just checking into Retake just to see if we got anybody chatting in there, because we haven't been giving enough attention to the smaller streaming sites. So GM to those watching on Retake, I see you. A1 Coin Brand and Mulama, and I can't say names. You know how bad I am at that. So B4 Degen, hello. So if you're watching on there, thank you. We appreciate you. If you're watching on Pine Tree, we appreciate you there also. Don't think anyone's over there right now. Oh, somebody's there. So GM to you all. But yeah, but native streaming to me is interesting, similar to the way we're on Twitter. We get the most viewers on Twitter. So hi, Twitter. Smidgiest, I see you. So, and we know that, and that's Dream. That's distribution rules everything around me. And if we can be live in the stream in your feed on Warpcast, oh my God, Farcaster and Base App and all the areas, then that's going to be a huge difference.
Put money in the cup for saying Warpcast.
I know, right? We can just, you'll be able to discover us.
It's
easier.
Discovery. Yeah.
It's just discovery. So anyway, that's that. Let's move on. I do have one more note on this, but in a little different way, from our friend Will at Splits and lockups and vesting are extremely important for managing app coins properly. More to come if you have an app coin, also known as a meme coin, also known as a token, also known as a clanker, and have any pain points you want to solve, hit us up. And this is related to new on Splits teams viewing claims tokens vesting via Hedgie and Sablier directly in your team. Kudos to Saif and Didi on this launch. Really clean work. So that's another thing with a pre-sale, is that you might have this vesting in some way in terms of any tokens that they're taking in as the token. The team usually will vest things, might stream it over time. Sablier has been a streaming service for a long time, pretty well trusted. I don't know Hedgie. So if you are using anything like that, I definitely recommend you check out Splits. That would be really useful if you are managing any kind of vesting and lockups. So there you go. All right. Let me shift gears now, because now we got to move into the builders group of links. So let me close this out. Because we have a bunch of other fun things that are happening too. There's a lot of fun on the timeline as well. Like, it feels like very chaotic at the moment, where you've got yes, you've got some crankiness for many reasons, but you also have a lot of fun that's happening and that I'm enjoying. So let's dive into what some people are building. This from our friend Ghostlinks, back from the wherever. Introducing linkcast.xyz. No plans to launch a token, just a simple Farcaster client I built for fun in the last 2 weeks. All feedback is welcome. More info below. So the client shows all rootcasts and replies that include links from 118 trusted users, updated every hour. I'm still figuring out how to grow this list. Open to ideas. So there you go. New little client here.
How cool that it's a quote cast from here's an idea from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I love long-term.
I know.
People who I wonder how long he's been building it.
Apparently when there were only 118 active users.
Amazing. Oh.
Maybe. I'm just kidding. But very cool. And the other thing that's been taking over the timeline, donuts everywhere. So congrats Donut Team, who's been crushing it. They've been glazing. And this is from Big Brock. Never seen a community of builders rally behind a project so hard. A few things in the works: updated docs and analytics site, games that use Donut as base currency, systems to create more LPs with Donut and blue chip tokens, expansion to the original game by Heesh himself, Glazelet, mint by yours truly, potential new types of mining pools. We do it because we were born to do it. Okay. We showed you this before, and there was a couple different apps that you could use that was happening with the glazing and all that kind of fun stuff. But this token all of a sudden took off this week, like crazy. I had a 7,000% P&L because I literally, I want to disclose this as well. $10 buy of Donut to support. I was like, oh, this is cool. And the reason that I even bought any at all was because there was that one mini app where you could change the donut and the sprinkles, and I thought it was cute.
I remember you talking about this, and probably you were like, did you get donut? And I was like, no, I didn't play with the donut. I was like, why?
So
it's not going to get me.
Once again, GM Farcaster, listen to me carefully. You may not realize this. It's a lot of alpha on the show. And it's maybe about the builders, but every once in a while, something like this happens where we focused on the builders. And if you had bought at that moment when I did, you would be up 7,000% or more. Okay. I think it's more now.
I'm sure we have mentioned other things that if you bought, you would not be up 7,000%.
Absolutely. This is
even if you are up 7,000%, did you sell, Prof? Did you take?
I did. I sold a little bit because I'm like,
you recover your $10 as long as you recover your initial $10 investment.
I have recovered my $10 plus. Yes, I did do some selling. I sold about, I think at this point, I sold about half, something like that. But yeah, I'm holding the rest. So funny.
I'm happy for all the donut people.
So funny. But that's normally what I do too. I do very tiny buys, and then every once in a while, one of them, pops up. But most of the time, I'm doing it to support whoever's building, if they're building something that I think is fun. So a lot of times, occasionally we speculate, but most of the time, that's what we do. Yes, not financial advice and DYOR, but I will say, like, I could go name a number of things that if you had been watching this show, you would have been early to, including DGen. Including I mean, a number of tokens. This is just one of many. We talked about Punkster very early. We talked, there's been a whole bunch along the way, including Yester Crypto saw me buy a doodle when I was just like, I've always wanted a doodle, and he got a 5x on that sucker. So I didn't sell, of course. So there you go. But he managed to win on that one. Yeah, I know. I'm glazing the donut. I'm glazing them because good for them. And they're doing stuff. By the way, it wasn't a clanker. It wasn't launched on a token. I think they did a their own launch, because I don't think it's clanker or anything. I think it's their own thing. So anyway, good job, team. You're crushing it. So proud of you out there. Go check out some donuts. But I'm excited to see what else they're building. I feel like they're really leaning into it and building some fun things. Speaking of another fun team, update on Rainbow. This is from the Rainbow Foundation. We want the Rainbow community to win together. Rainbow Foundation will be the single biggest shareholder of Rainbow at TGE, holding 20% of the company's equity. So token holders and shareholders can share the same upside. That equity is held on behalf of every single Rainbow holder, I believe it was. So this was over on Twitter. So they're using the foundation as part of this strategy, and also to sort of protect the token should they be acquired, is the way I'm understanding this, and protect the token holders. This sounds really interesting. They've been talking about this token for a while, and I think they've just been getting everything lined up legally to make sure that it was, when they say foundation, it's probably, an actual foundation. So that's why it's taking a little bit of time, but that looks like it's coming soon. So very interesting. Also, now in fun things, the dude has relaunched his Farcaster Wrapped. So, okay. So as some of you have already gathered, we are live again. If you mint one of the NFTs at the end for 3 USDC, when you are prompted to, your stats show up in the OpenSea metadata of the NFT. Shout out for this idea and pushing me to become a better coder, savage.eth. I appreciate you lots. That's sweet. And I love and appreciate everyone who has already tried and used the mini app. I think I need to go back in because I don't think I was able to mint the first time because it was still, there were issues. Please let me know if anything breaks. Shout out NounishProf, B-Broad, Toady Hawk, Nilo Farmed, Silky Way Art, and Zal, who had said, who wanted to mint already. I'm letting you guys know that it is working, at least for now. I'm going down the list of people who registered to be allowed in and having this. Please bear with me, friends. The NFTs will become boosters in the Bribe Empire. So that's cool. And also redacted. So something else. Shout out your Berserker. So if you're not familiar with Empire, we did a great chat with them, and you can use that token. You can do different rewards, and you can use different NFTs or other tokens to boost people on a leaderboard. So very cool. Lots of reverence. So this was very cool. Really fun. If you haven't done yours, go ahead and do that. And I saw you did yours. So you got yours finally. So that was cool. And then we had another one, which was also incredibly well done from, this was from, oh God, I forgot his name. Javatoshi. And really, really well done. this was so funny to me where it said you practically lived in GM Farcaster. I'm like, could not be more accurate. Could not be more accurate.
I got the same one. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like, duh.
I work there. I work there.
I work there. So, obviously. I have not had one day off. There's not been one day that I haven't casted.
My streak, I had a very long streak, and it ended on like the day I went to Mongolia.
Yes, that makes sense.
I have no regrets.
Yeah, obviously. No regrets whatsoever. And then my rider dies, which was fun to see. You, of course, Burtworst. JC, Brad Q, and Ted. I'm like, that tracks. That very much tracks. Another fun thing. I'm still waiting with bated breath. Woof woof, warp warp. Something's coming. And I believe it is pets that look like Burtworst. But we'll see. This is my guess, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. All right, couple bits of news from the base team. The base Solana bridge is now live. So that's exciting. I'm not exactly sure what that fully means, like what that means in practicality, but very cool. Hopefully it means that things are much easier to move between the two. But we'll see. So very cool. And then Jesse said base Solana. That doesn't work. Don't say that again, Jesse. That didn't work.
Base Solana. Solana.
It doesn't work.
Sure it does.
It really
Solana.
It doesn't.
Solana.
And one more thing from the base team, they've started launching base layer videos with different founders and builders on base. And this was, I think, the first one, or one of the first, with Shane Mack, founder of XMTP. He spent years building messaging before crypto existed, and now he's building the communication layer for the decentralized internet. This is his story. So this is like a highly produced version of what we're doing with Clanker, right? a really nice, edited, highly produced version.
I love base, but I just think in the world of AI, like people want raw.
Okay.
People want low production value. Like any AI can make good production value. People just want to know there's actual real
I'm just going to say
fallible human beings. Excellent video.
This is really
By
well
the way,
done. Yeah, go watch them.
Do you want some lore about Shane Mack?
Yes, I do. Of course.
If I say BBM, does that mean anything to you?
No.
In the context of messaging, does that mean anything to you?
BBM? Bulletin boards?
Mm-hmm. No. Anyone in the chat? Does that mean anything?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Figure you have to. I'm going to leave that some homework to figure out what BBM is. He worked on BBM.
He worked on BBM. I mean, the only thing I could think of was we used to have billboards or message boards, and that is what it seems like. But all right, I'll have to go find out.
I feel like someone should know. Yes to crypto, or
someone should. Definitely someone should.
It's big, beautiful men. No. Okay, now
this is gonna get bad. Really bad.
BlackBerry.
And it's not BBL.
BlackBerry messaging.
Oh, BlackBerry.
Did you have a BlackBerry?
No.
Oh.
Did I ever have one? No, I don't think I.
Okay.
No, I think I did. I think I did once. I think it was a work one, and then, I also had like a Palm Pilot at one point. But I think I went from my flip phone pretty quickly to like a Razor, and then to So were you a BlackBerry person?
Yes, and BlackBerry was like the first full keyboard. Like you had a full QWERTY keyboard, and they had their own messaging protocol. So it wasn't through SMS. And you could finally text your friends. Like, so that was more than just like, what was it, T9? What was that? Like
that makes so much sense that he would be working on, that he would go from there to XMTP. Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense.
He told me that, and I was like, I want to like just give you a hug and a kiss because I loved BB. Like it was the best. And no one has a BlackBerry now.
and President Obama. Do you remember that when the iPhones had taken over and he was in office in whatever that was, 2009, and he wouldn't give up his BlackBerry.
And it was such a big deal, right? Because of the
Yes.
security stuff. Like it was, you know, the first BYOD, bring your own device to work, and all the corporate IT people like, no, we get it.
Right. Yeah. They were like, no, and it was probably safer than anything else. Honestly, like, you know, so that was interesting. I don't know if that's true, but it was, you know, it was kind of funny, but I remember him being very attached to his BlackBerry.
Because of
Shane. It was a big thing. And it was all Shane. But very cool. Go take a look at that. And I'm looking forward to see who else they highlight, because I think that's a really smart thing. It's something we're going to lean into. I think one of the other things from Art Basel, which I'm going to dive into that right now. I went to Stellar House, and that was Boys Club, helped produce that along with Stellar. And they had I think it was the CMO of Stellar, chatting with Natasha from Boys Club. And one of the things she said was storytelling, like how that is one of the most important things that brands can do. I think he was asking her like what, you know, mistakes people make, or what, you know, what should they be doing. And I thought it was spot on. It was exactly what we try to do, and why when we do interviews, why we think that's important, even for very small builders, like small projects, not small builders, but small besides Burtworth, but small projects, smaller projects, to be able to give them a platform, and also to give them content that they can remix and use and put out there in the world. So storytelling to me is, really, really important. So it's good to see that. All right. Let's dive into some Art Basel news. This was hilarious. This guy, who do you think that guy is? In line at Fudgy Penguins. Moon Poppy. It is not. You know how I found out? I went up to give him a hug.
That's hilarious.
I went up to give him a hug, and I'm like, Moon Poppy! Ah! And he's like, huh? And he's looking at me like I'm out of my mind. So it was funny. It was very funny. But the funny thing was, Nikki from Miami and Lily, Lobster Mindset, were both there as well. Saw them later on. And I saw Nikki, and she looked over. She saw him and she went, oh, isn't that? And I said, no, it's not. She's like, I'm going to go interview him anyway. And she did. And he was like, just some random guy, an accountant. And then Lobster Mindset, who used to work with Moon Poppy at Clanker, by the way, did the same thing. She looked over. She's like, oh, Moon's. And I'm like, it's not him.
Amazing.
It's definitely not him. So that was really, really funny. So this was like my time in Basel. We had like a pasta party that was sponsored by Base and Boys Club. And that was Base's only thing, as far as I'm aware. Oops. I did not mean to make it that big. It's too big. So it was really fun. Joni was there from Base. She like basically flew in, just for that, and was flying back out. And because the Base team's all been in New York this week, so that's why. But this was really fun. Kind of just a quieter, like, dinner, sit down, earlier in the evening, and just really fun. So that was cool.
Okay, dumb question. What's a pasta party? Is it you eat pasta?
Yeah, you eat pasta. It was just at a pasta place.
Oh, okay.
So they called it a pasta party.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all. It's just, a place where you eat pasta. So it was really fun. And they also were giving out the cards with the $10 USDC on Base. So, and Joni was handing them out and said, but we want you to spend it on something. So I went and bought some tokens. I supported some artists.
Nice. I love
on the Base app. So yeah, that was a fun little bonus. And then this was Stellar House. So Stellar House, they had a brunch with Boys Club in the morning, and then they had sessions in the afternoon. And Samuel Huber was there. So that was cool. Fun to see him. And that's where I ran into Lily first, Lobster Mindset. And Poi Meets World was there. So that was cool. and Chip Social was there. I got to start pulling out my props. So Chip Social was there, and they had nails available, so that was cool. Oh, this was from the pasta party. They had little books, like little notebooks with pens, so you could take some notes if you wanted. One of the things they did at the pasta party, what was kind of fun, is they had these placemats with questions on them. The questions were really hard. I thought it was more like reflect on your year, but it was through a Gen Z lens, so I had a little trouble with it. Kate created this, I believe. So I need to get the original though, because I'd love to share it with people, because there were some really interesting, fun questions on there. But that was a fun little activity. But Stellar House was really good. Had a blast there. Heard some cool talks. Like I really enjoyed the talk with Natasha. I think she just had some really good insight there, and getting to hang with Samuel and I forgot his name, new person on this team. I forget your name. I'm sorry, but he was a great guy. They also had tiny t-shirts. You would have loved it. Tank tops. I almost got one for you because I'm like, I'm not wearing those. It was like a tank top, a crop tank top, like something you'll never see me in ever. So that was fun. And then the Pudgy party last night was really, really fun. Always like this massive scale event with lots of merch, lots of games, things on display. Luca was outside, saying hi to everybody while we're waiting in line to get in.
Did you ask him when he's coming on our show?
He said, no, he said to me, I didn't. He said to me, hey, let's talk, and I'd love to come by sometime. Okay. So still, we're going to make it happen. I'll throw it to him. I think I think when he was supposed to come on right after that, he got incredibly busy with some new, I think that's when they were launching Abstract. So I think the Abstract launch, there's always challenges. And I think that got him pulled away from some things. So hopefully we can get him on, but it was nice to see him and just to see what the team's been up to. A lot of OpenSea was the co-sponsor of this, and I meant to check because I had to leave early. I was still thinking that they were doing a larger partnership or acquisition, but I don't think I ever heard anything on that. So I could be wrong, but it seemed like I was waiting for like a big announcement, and I don't know if there was one because I did leave early. So I don't think there was. But I was curious, and they did have a really cool wall with all the brands and sort of high profile people who use a Pudgy PFP. And that was kind of fun to see. So anyway, so I got a new shirt. Nice. I played Blinko, which is like Plinko. If you remember Plinko from, what do you call it? From Price is Right. And I won socks. So that was fun. And they had some new fun little, I don't even know what these are called. These are called something. Shashibo. And it's like these little boxing toys. These were fun. Also, oops. I have too many things in here. Aptos was there. So Aptos was part of this party. And I ended up with a little Aptos Art Basel shirt and a hat. And then lastly, I'll be saving this for our friend Siege. I got to get her address and see if she wants me to send it. This is a Labubu cover. Oh. So your Labubu can look like it's wearing a little Pudgy penguin. I have no intention of ever owning a Labubu, so I am going to pass it along to the person I know who loves her Labubu. And also they had the new Pez dispensers too. So anyway, that was fun. I had a good time.
People are making Labubu covers.
Yeah, apparently. It's like
the thing.
Labubu. I don't know. I'm not in that world. I am not aware, but I saw it and I went, I got to get that for CJ. So it's coming your way, girl. While I was there, you were here. My Spotify page went back to 1981. How was it?
Actually, my Spotify Wrapped age was actually 70.
Okay. Mine was 66. And I was pissed.
70. I was like,
pissed. And then I saw everyone else's and I felt better.
Yes, mine was 70. So I wanted to make myself a little younger. So I went to the Foreigner concert last night.
Now you're really young. I wish they had done the age thing. I don't think they did that last year. I wish they had done it with my last year Wrapped, because most of it was my son's music and I would have been like 20 something. But no.
I'm listening to I've been listening to a lot of Billy Joel this year. I don't know why.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It started listening to it too, and like every time I get in the car, I don't know. It's okay.
That'll make you 70. Yeah.
But the Foreigner concert was excellent, by the way.
Good.
And
awesome.
It was really fun. They played.
Was actually Lou Gramm?
He was there. He didn't do. So they have a new singer.
Okay.
In the band, and it's kind of like,
yeah.
I think there was only one guy from the original band who kind of, or maybe not. But there were people really coming out. So really... so Lou Gramm came out and did 3 songs.
Oh, okay.
And including one, I think Urgent maybe, where he just when the other singer came back out, he played cowbell the entire time of that song.
That's funny.
He did. Oh, it was so good. It's just like, but yeah, so he was there, and it was super fun.
All right. I would love to see them. That's amazing. So everyone was sharing their Spotify age and their Spotify Wrapped, and DWR said, my Spotify Wrap is I use Apple Music. And V's comment here was hilarious. Dan only listens to one U2 album they shipped on every iPhone. So that was funny. And then I thought this was great from Christopher, with Dan being the one watching everybody share their Spotify Wrapped. And I love this from Moon Poppy. Your listening age 2000, since you were into Mongolian throat singing from 25 AD. And I thought you would appreciate that one.
I do appreciate that.
This was really funny. Ryan Mason, Farcaster especially, is not going to like this, but music is dumb and hedonistic and doesn't matter at all. It's a purely animalistic impulse and with less than 0 intellectual value. And V said, I found it the worst take ever. What?
Wait.
I can't. I don't even know where. I don't know where this came from. This is the weirdest take ever. And then he said, to clarify, there is no music with intellectual value made after approximately 1990. If you like music made after that, it's the same reason that toddlers like Ms. Rachel. You're a baby. Okay.
Well, all of a sudden I feel better about my Spotify age.
Yeah, strong opinion, strongly held there.
I'm listening to music with intellectual value.
You are, apparently.
I like my music with intellectual value.
I totally disagree with this take, but it was funny. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
By the way, animalistic impulses I think are fine. I think we should.
We're animals.
I think we should lean into that.
I mean, music is life. I don't even know. Like I have the exact opposite take of this.
We're doing mushrooms on a live stream. Why do people want to do that? It's because we need to be animals. We need to lean in.
To be clear, we didn't.
By the way, so that was only Monday. It wasn't even that long ago.
Oh my God, that was Monday? That feels like a million years ago.
We teased about doing mushrooms on a live stream because Brian Johnson did it on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that was one of my most liked and engaged with casts because everybody wants us to do mushrooms. Everybody.
It's not happening.
So, by the way, you have said it's not happening probably a million
personally
times. I don't know if you've noticed on record. I have not said it's not happening.
It's true. She might. I won't. I'll be the trip sitter. I'll be happy to do the trip sitter.
But we have said I'm not doing it on a live stream, let's be honest, but I like to pretend. But we did start teasing episode 420 and we have about 6 to 10 people who want to come on a live stream and celebrate. So that's going to happen.
I mean, episode 420 is going to be epic.
And
epic. So,
and you know who's not invited?
Brian Johnson.
Ryan. No.
And Ryan.
Just kidding. We love you, Ryan. We don't pick on you. I think everyone's allowed to have their takes.
Hey, strong opinion, strongly held. There you go. All right. One last funny thing, and I don't know what this says about what 2026 looks like, This is from Rachel W. I have a friend who works for Pantone. She told me that one person gets to travel the world, absorb high-touch cultural events, attend fashion shows, etc., and after a year, they make the pick for color of the year. This is what they came up with. I can't. And P.S. I want this job. It's Pantone's 2026 color of the year is Cloud Dancer, aka white. Just nothing.
You know what? You know
not
what
a
Cloud
color.
Dancer? You know what Cloud Dancer doesn't have any of?
What's that?
Animalistic value or whatever.
No kidding.
Animalistic impulses.
None.
It's just intellect.
It's nothing. It's
Someone's
nothing.
intellectual.
Literally nothing. Like what in the world? So
it's a gray. No, that's a soft gray white.
no,
It is.
It's just whatever. It's still nothing. So I said, why is the color of the year? And I don't. And then she said 2026 is going to be bland AF. And I said, I'd be fine with that, but I don't think it is. So remind me in a year so we can come back. I added the remind me bot and said, yeah, let me know in a year and we can revisit and see if it was bland.
Is remind me bot active? Because I have tried tagging it.
I'm not sure.
It doesn't confirm back, but yesterday I got a ping from Remind Me.
Yeah.
That it so it is somehow still active, but I'm not sure if it's taking new requests. And Bora Dutch, we want to know.
That's a good question. So I threw it in there and we'll just see. Okay. But I was like, oh, let me see if it's how bland the year is. But yeah, fascinating. All right.
It's not going to be bland. In fact, I was are we making year predictions yet, or are we saving that for our year?
It's kind of early. It's only December 5th.
I feel like the year is done.
I feel like all these things happen too soon. Like all these Spotify Wrapped, Farcaster Wrapped, Pantone color of the year. Like you guys are like 2 weeks early.
Yeah. But they had to be first. They got to capture attention. You know,
I think everyone's just done.
It's so done.
They're just so done with 2025. They're like, this has been a lot. I'd like to move on.
I had dinner with friends the other night and they were complaining. Some of them were complaining like, it's just like, oh, I can't handle this. I can't handle the chaos in the world. I just miss, the good old days. And I'm like, I was like, by the way, you weren't happy back then. You were complaining about those good old days. Yeah. And right now, I'm like, you're going to look back and be like, remember how stable everything was when Trump was president the second time and everything was normal? And can we just go back?
So you're telling me it's going to be even worse?
Yes, because you're going to be walking outside your house. There's going to be drones flying overhead. You're going to be like, is it safe to go out? Because all the robot army is going to come and they're going to tell you whether or not you're allowed to leave your house. And you'll be like, oh, remember when we didn't have to worry about robots shooting us from the sky?
Welcome to dystopian GM Farcaster.
I'm just saying,
games are happening out in the parking lot.
Not yet. I'm just saying, right now they're not. So go out and live your life, people. This is as good as it gets.
Not as bad. These are the good old days. All right. And with that,
that was uplifting. I meant to be uplifting.
Does everyone feel good now? Jeez. All righty then. Yeah, we're so happy here. Have a great day, everyone. Oh my goodness. All right. And with that, we will be back Monday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. PST. Hopefully we're working on a Clanker related guest for our Clankcaster Spotlight. Firehouse team, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on. But we have a few others that we're reaching out to as well. So we'll look for that Monday. Anything else, Adrienne, before we call it?
Just to say,
keep the people happier.
Just to say, I love you all. No, I really mean it as a positive thing. And by the way, the maybe will be. It's like, I don't know what to say.
I think it's best if we leave you with this, with this random human who just happens to look like Moon Poppy.
No, listen, I was joking. The robots will be dropping candy. It'll be Halloween every day. They're going to come to your house. And
it's going to be great.
Skittles, it'll just be like the rainbow falling on you. And You remember Taste the Rainbow?
Yes.
Those commercials. And
Adrienne now trying to backpedal to make you all feel better.
Everyone will have universal, incredible income. There will be just so much abundance and wonderful
Not just
things.
universal basic income, universal incredible income.
It'll be a fantastic future. And you won't even have to work anymore. The weekends will start on Monday and they end on Sunday, and life is going to be incredible. And we'll have nothing but free time to pursue all of your intellectual and leisurely pursuits. And I look forward to that day. All I'm saying is when we get that day, someone's going to be like, I miss the good old days because people don't like change.
Okay.
That's all.
And with that, friends.
Am I digging?
Happy fucking Friday. Happy Friday.
Love you all.
Enjoy. Have a great weekend. And we will see you on Monday, unless the drones get us before then. So see you then. All right. Best comment ever. I thought you were not doing mushrooms on stream. And she's not. I mean, that says something right there. Anyways, everybody.
Sober Adrienne, you got.
Happy Friday, everyone. See you. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.